What's good, y'all? About to send this link out, then we're going to go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second, y'all. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Those just joining the stream. We haven't entered anything yet. It's just a trade idea. We haven't entered anything yet. Got a few minutes to the next 5-minute pops up. Looking at a few setups right now. You already know the drill. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. What's going on, Pharaoh? What's going on? We got a few news events popping up later on today. When we're going live with the members during them, we got what we got. Well, let's actually go to the right day. I forgot I was doing this. Let's go to the actual week that we're on. Okay, cool. So at 8:15, well, we got Euro news all day. We got German prelim CPI going off all day today. Then 8:15, we got ADP, everybody's favorite. And then 15 minutes after that, we got Canadian USD news again. And then at 2 p.m., we got FOMC. So we got a lot of news popping off today, as well as tomorrow and Friday. So be on the lookout for that. But again, depending on what the news does and the direction it takes volume, we're either going to see some reversals happen or we're going to see some trend continuations. Because when we look at all these charts right here, like when we look at GJ, we're going to the daily look at NAS. Look at GJ, we look at NAS, we look at gold. You know, we can even look at GN in this case. Right, we're seeing signs of a possible reversal about to come into play, but we just need to break these next few levels for that to happen. So depending on what the price does today, with the news, we're either going to see price have the volume to break these levels and cause a reversal, or we might see price try to push back up and cause the uptrend to come back into play. But right now, we are looking at some possible sell ideas. But it's going to take some volume to break these levels and hold this as a resistance. We're looking at a possible GJ sell if price can break and hold this level right here. We're also looking at possible G and GA sells. But again, we're just waiting for those confirmations. But do keep an eye those times we do have news. What's going on, Jamal? What's going on? What's going on, John? I see y'all in here. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But we're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. Those just joining the stream, we have not entered anything yet. This is just a trade idea. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join a free Signal, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. This is the last day of the month as well. Tomorrow is a new month. It's February already. So we're going to be doing a recap of the month later on as well. Probably tomorrow over the weekend. So be on the lookout for that as well. Should be back. You should be back in 1 second. All right, cool. Let me know if I can hear me good. I had to fix something really quick. We should be back though. Just dropped a new video the other day. Got another video dropping for y'all later on today. If you haven't seen my most recent video, make sure to check that out. I'm about to drop that in the chat. Sounds good. Okay, perfect. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. So again, like I said, depending on what price does with the news today, we could see a reversal come into play. Now, as far as looking at NAS, we are still technically bullish if we can hold this low as support, but we start treating this low as resistance. We could see possible sells going down to around 17,215, but if we can continue to hold 17,360 as support, we're going to need to break past 17,430 and then hold 17,540 as support for the uptrend to continue and to see that possible higher high get made. But as long as it can continue to hold this level of support, we are still having bullish momentum. Because again, prior to this right here, we had this huge higher high, higher low, higher high. We had the higher low, then we had the higher high made on Monday. Then yesterday, price retraced, still had this level of support. We see price still holding this level of support. But for the reversal to come into play, it's not going to just have to break these couple of levels, but it's really going to have to come down a little far way down. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens today. So again, just watching price right now, just to see how it reacts to this level. It's hugging this level so far. Again, had this huge move happen Monday. They canceled it out yesterday with the retracement. So we're just waiting to see what's going on. Gold is pushing back above here. It looks like it might try to do the same move that it did yesterday. Same thing with gold. Game plan is the exact same with gold. We went for a buy yesterday. We entered during the live stream, broke this down during the live stream yesterday. TP1 got hit, then it whipped our stop loss, then pushed back up, and then it went and proceeded to hit all the TPs, which was a nice move there. And then we have gold right back where we left off, literally the exact same time yesterday. Gold was doing exactly this. So let's go ahead and break this down. So again, gold's been very, very, very choppy and rangy since it broke those all-time highs last month, right? When it finally broke past like the 70s, and we had that huge wick happen. Then after that huge wick, what happened? Price reversed to the downside, then pushed back up, hit the same level, and it's just been ranging and consolidating right here. So if price can hold 2036 as support, we could look for buys going to 2042 again, and then possibly 2050. But it's going to need a break and hold 2050 as support for us to continue to look for buys. Again, I wouldn't really look for sells unless price breaks below 2020 holds that as a resistance again, which we can see here. And not only last week, but the week before that, price was struggling very much so to even do that. But the entire month, really. Right, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with gold today as well. But it's literally right where it left off when we went live yesterday, which is interesting. And then, the GP pairs, they all look very similar. Again, GA, I'm not really going to go for a sell here. We could catch some quick pips here. But again, depending on what price does today, we're either going to see the trend continue or we're going to see a reversal. Prior to the past 2 weeks, we had a clear uptrend, which we was catching, right? We caught this nice high up. We got this next higher high up. And then last week, that's when price was struggling to break this resistance level. We see literally day after day after day, price was struggling to break this resistance level. And you see this week it rejected, but it's still holding this level as a support, right? Then we even see today that price pushed up, but still failed to break past this level. So again, unless price can break and hold like 92.20, 92.15 as resistance, we're not going to be looking for sells for a possible reversal because we still have some bullish momentum, which is why I have the sell idea down here instead of looking for a sell right here. Because again, it could come down to here, but the reversal or downtrend is not going to happen unless it can break this level right here. So I'm much rather wait for a position here. So I'd rather look for a buy here. Look for a sell here or look for a buy if price can break back above this level. Because as you can see, prior to that, we was catching all the buys up. But we can see here price failed each time it hit this level to break it and treat it from a resistance to a support, which is what's needed for the uptrend to continue. So we have this going on with a lot of charts right here. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. But we're just chilling, patiently waiting. Those just join the stream. We haven't entered anything yet. These are just trade ideas. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description on the free signal free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. We're going to go over how we're doing so far this week and this month. Again, this is the last day of the month. We got a new month starting tomorrow. February's going to be coming around the corner. Let's see what we got up in here. What's going on, JD? I see you up in here. What do you think about gold? All right, so I just went over that. So yeah, I just went over gold. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about with gold. Same idea from yesterday. Same idea from the Sunday chart analysis. Whoops, let's bring this to the side. Right. So if you haven't watched the Sunday chart analysis, a lot of things are still going as projected. But again, it's just Wednesday. Things should be picking up today compared to yesterday. Right. But as far as how we're doing so far this week, yesterday, again, we went for that gold buy. TP1 got hit. I always be forgetting to delete certain things. I always think I deleted everything from the day before, but I always forget one thing when I be reviewing it. It's all good. Anyways, so we hit TP1. The stop loss got hit. Then as soon as stop loss got hit, pushed back up to the re-entry. And that's when it exploded to the upside. And now we see gold potential to do the same exact move again. Right, new 5 minute just popped up. And as far as how we did on Monday we had that huge NAS100 buy. All TPs got hit. We caught like 17,000 pips, 17,200 to be exact. That's how we're doing so far this week. Last week we went 6-0, got 680 pips. Then the week before that, 6-0 again, got 13,763. The week before that, we got 5,650. Went 4-0. So that's how we're doing so far this week. And shout out to everybody watching the live right now. Shout out to everybody that's here since the live started. Everybody that's been here since y'all joined. Because again, you have to really understand what's going on with the charts, right? Because what a lot of people do, if you're not understanding what's going on with the charts, you're just going to be lost in the sauce, right? Like you can't just take setups, you can't just enter trades without fully understanding what price is doing. That's what these live streams are for. That's what all this content I drop on YouTube's for. So if you guys aren't watching it, y'all really missing out on important stuff, right? Because when I first started trading, I knew all these patterns. I knew like the basics of how things worked. But what you see online a lot, it's just strategies that teach you how to enter trades. They don't teach you how to manage trades. They don't tell you what to do after you enter. They just tell you buy here, sell here. You look for this pattern. That means enter here. But there's no videos that show you what to do after you enter a trade, or there's no information to show you how to manage your trade, how to make sure you're not over leveraging, how to risk the same amount every single trade, or even like an actual trading plan, which is why so many people do end up struggling when they do start trading on a live account, because again, they don't have the full information. They just got a piece to the puzzle, right? So again, like that's why it's called the free Telegram. Yeah, we call signals, but what I started to notice was that people were just getting comfortable with the signals and they weren't actually understanding what was taking place, right? Because what I'll see a lot is people asking questions that we're going over and breaking down either during the streams or during the videos. Again, if you're not watching the videos and you're just looking for setups or looking, okay, he said in this video we can look for entries here, X's here, you're going to be lost in the sauce. Just think about it. You might know when to enter a trade, but then that's why you're always lost. And you're like, okay, I don't know what's going on in the trade. Why? Because again, you don't understand how price moves. And the beautiful thing about price on the charts is they literally just do the same thing. Like they don't come up with new tricks every day. They do the same thing every single day. So the sooner y'all rip that band-aid off, the easier trading is just going to be for y'all. And that's speaking from experience. It looks like gold's trying to do the same move it did yesterday. So I might go for a round 3 on this right here. Yeah, but everything else is kind of showing these levels. Again, we want to enter sells off resistance. We want to enter buys off support. So we got these sell ideas, but we see price still holding this level of support, struggling to break this level. So again, we're not going to enter until price shows us that not only is it breaking this level, we're holding it from a support to a resistance. Because once we see price do that, we have a higher likelihood of it continuing to push in our favor versus if we do it before price shows us that. Right, like another perfect example was NAS. We wait for NAS to not just break above that level, but do that retest. Once price retest and showed it was holding that support, that's when we went for the buy, right? And of course, we just had to wait for volume a little bit. But each time price did a retest, guess what? It still held this level of support and then exploded to the upside. And I got a trade breakdown dropping for that trade later on today as well. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we see price still holding these levels of support, which is why we haven't pulled the trigger on these yet. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. So far, NAS still holding as low as resistance. E15 just popped up. Might go for a gold trade again. Everything else still just waiting for volume to break these levels or reject them. Those just joining the stream, we are not into these trades yet. These are just trade ideas. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Go on the free signal for Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. We're going to pull it up and go over it in a little bit as well. You guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. We just went over how we're doing so far this week and this month. Be on the lookout for the recap either tomorrow or this weekend, because this is the last day of the month. We're going to be coming into the second month of the quarter. They're probably rejecting the level, so we're going to just leave it alone. Leave price alone. Let's see what these other indices are up to. Yeah, US30 just flying. Yeah, so as far as the indices, they're going as projected. The currency pairs and gold, they've kind of been ranging this week so far, but the indices, they still just been flying this week. But besides NAS did a retracement yesterday. Let's see what SPX is looking like. Try to find some more levels just because US30 does try to retrace. The SPX looking similar to NAS, but still holding this low support, which is a good sign. If we can continue to hold 49.05 as support, we can see price continue to 49.30. Now, as far as how far it will go after 49.30, it really just depends on the next levels. Because again, we're getting all-time highs getting made for the indices. We're getting new levels getting created, so we can't really predict as far as how high it's going to go when this is the highest it's been. But what we can do is still understand we're bullish, which is why we've still been going for buys, even with this all going down. This will also mess up the risk reward I would like to see as well. Decent stop loss. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop in the chat. Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this yet. This is just a trade idea. We have not entered this yet. Looks like the euro pairs are moving a little bit smoother than the GBP pairs. I didn't take this trade. This was a trade idea I had probably from Monday. Let's just go up that level. It's doing a nice retest right there. Let's see what the charts are looking at. Usually did a drop hour before as well. And so euro pairs look like they're moving and shifting a little bit. This is not even the right chart. Probably would help run the right chart, huh? There we go. These charts are moving a lot smoother. Still doing a retest on this level though. Because right now I'm just looking at the euro pairs because sometimes the GBP pairs be moving smoother than the euro pairs, and then other days or other weeks it'd be the opposite. The euro pairs be moving smoother than the GBP pairs. And in this case, it looks like the euro pairs are moving slightly smoother than the GBP pairs. But we'll see. We do have euro news popping up all day today as well, to keep in mind. Got a NAS100 alert go off. It looks like it's about to hold this as resistance, so we could see a reversal come into play. Again, we got a bunch of news events popping off today. We got ADP at 8:15. We're going to be going live with the members during the 8:15, 8:30 news event. We got ADP and GEP going back to back. And then at 2 p.m., a couple hours before markets close, we got FOMC popping off. Then we got another one popping off 30 minutes after that. So we have a lot of stuff popping off later on today. And then we also had Australian news last night. So we just got a bunch of reports popping up. But again, it's not a shocker or surprise because we see this happen all the time. Like I say it all the time. The first week and last week of the month are the toughest months to trade. That's when we have all these reports coming out. Like if we look at, well, we'll do that in a second. Let me catch up to this chat before we do all that. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see what we got up in here. Do you think GJ will test the high first before going down? I mean, 187.35. 187.35. I don't know. I'm not concerned if it tests that level or not because that's not a level I'm trading off of as of right now. So I'm not really. So I don't really concern myself with levels that I don't have marked off. Now there's levels everywhere, and all levels are relevant. But all I worry about is the levels I have marked off and the zones I'm looking for entries and exits on. I'm not too concerned with trying to predict if it's going to hit this level then go down, or if it's going to hit this level then hit here. I just know what the game plan is. I know what is needed for me to enter the trade for the game plan, and I know what is needed for me to hold my hands and not take this trade yet. And that's all I concern myself with. I don't think about all the extra stuff. All I worry about is how price moves, what my game plan is for each chart, and where I'm going to be entering at, where I'm going to be exiting at, and then the confirmations I need for that to happen, right? So all I'm worried about when I'm looking at GJ, all I'm worried about when I'm looking at GJ is this level here. This is where I want to look for entry at. If price fails to break this level and starts to trace up, then I'm just going to watch and see how it reacts to this level here. I'm not concerned about all these other stuff right now, especially when I'm not in a trade. Now, when I'm in a trade, that's different. When I'm not in the trade, I'm not concerned about, it could hit this level, then do this. So the only thing I'm worried about is the levels I have marked off. And again, when you just simplify the trading, which is why all my bios and stuff I say is trading, make it simple, because a lot of people overcomplicate stuff, whether they know it or not. It's very, very, very simple, right? You identify the trend, you figure out what direction price is going, you mark off your key price levels, into buys off support, sells off resistance, and you just patiently wait for your confirmations, and you just stick to the game plan. So that's all I concern myself with. No problem, Jamal. No problem. So on GJ, did you just join this live? Let me know. Let me know if you just joined this live or not. Let me know if you just joined this live or not. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. When looking at charts, drop in the chat. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer. We got a new 15 about to pop up in about a minute. Oh shit, I was muted the whole time. All right, so we're gonna break this down again. All right, so what I was saying was when you go into the daily time frame, you're gonna see a huge difference on a week by week basis, right? So this is the difference between this is where a lot of people struggle with when it comes to trading because they come from a regular job and how are usual 9 to 5 jobs, right? You start work at this time, you do this from this time to this time, you got lunch at this hour to this hour, you leave at this time, and you do the same thing Monday to Friday or whatever y'all shift is, right? Trading is a little bit different. You might wake up the same time every day. You might go on the charts the same time every day, but the outcomes are different because again, price is doing different things on a daily basis, right? It's just like fishing, right? I can go fishing every single Saturday. Just because last Saturday I went fishing and I caught 3 fish doesn't mean every Saturday when I go fishing, I'm gonna catch 3 fish. I can use the same lines, I can use the same bait, I can go to the same spot, I can come at the same time. But that does not mean that I'm guaranteed to catch 3 fish every single time just because I caught 3 fish last Saturday. Right? It's the same thing with trading. Just because one trade you took ended up flying in your direction does not mean every trade you take is going to do that. Even when it's done that 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row. That's why it's so important to understand what you're looking at and how to read the charts. Because a lot of times y'all just take the setups, but y'all not looking at the charts. What do most people do? Y'all take a trade and y'all just stare at your MT4, MT5. And that does not help y'all at all. That does not tell you any relevant information. You take trades based off the charts, which is why you always hear me stress to learn how to read the charts, which is why every single live, y'all see me blow up the chat with videos showing y'all how to read the charts, right? Again, look at GJ. It's a perfect example of this. And this is what I was pointing out before I realized I was muted, right? So let's just compare the weeks. We're on the daily time frame. We can see this week, this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then look at last Monday, last Tuesday, last Wednesday, last Thursday, last Friday. You can see a huge difference. The candles started at the same time. Sessions were the exact same, but we can see a huge difference between this week and last week. So now that we put 2 and 2 together, we can understand why price was so range and slow the past couple weeks. Because compared to the beginning of the month, where we had volume and clear levels getting broken, clear higher highs getting made, we look at last week, we did not see any volume. In fact, we saw a bunch of wicks, which shows price was rejecting and struggling to break these levels. So again, it makes sense why price was acting the way it was acting. But again, this is why it's so important to understand what's going on and how to read the charts. Because if you're just taking trades or just expecting it to be just a routine, rinse and repeat, same thing every day, you're going to be confused, not understanding what's going on, and you might be making some mistakes and going for the wrong position, right? That's why it's so important to understand what is going on in the charts at all times. You should not be trading if you do not understand how to read the charts. I say it all the time. I know some people are still going to trade without knowing how to read the charts. But if you want to have a great experience trading, you need to stop worrying about trying to take trades and worry about how the charts work. Because again, like we talked about at the beginning of the live, a lot of y'all might know setups or patterns to identify the enter trades, but then that's why y'all still lost with y'all enter trades because you don't actually know how to trade, let alone how to read the charts. We make money based on what the charts do. So again, logically speaking, if we just think for a second, does it logically make any sense to trade in these markets without understanding how the charts work or how the charts move when we make money or lose money based on what the charts do and how they work and how they move? It doesn't make any sense, but yet so many people, including myself when I started trading, we skip this step and ignore it for the very longest time, but then we all wonder why we're struggling with trading. And it all comes down to because we don't understand how to read the charts. It's that simple. And see, this is why we're talking about. That's why I always say shout out to y'all, because as soon as I say some real stuff, what do people do? They leave the free channel, they leave the live. It's like it's just very backwards how a lot of people think. It's like y'all want to learn, but then when we talk about the important stuff, y'all don't want to hear that shit. That's why I always been saying shout out to those that being alive, because again, those are in the live, even if y'all not asking questions, if y'all got volume up, hopefully some of this information is going to retain and help y'all out. Because again, this is the stuff people don't want. People just want to take trades and grow their accounts, but they don't want to put the work and actually know how to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And never fail. I know some of y'all might not look at the numbers, but I look at the numbers because, you know, this is my page and I run it. And it never fails. Whenever I talk about that stuff or talk about charts, motherfuckers just, yeah, it's the funniest thing to, you know, like, it's very backwards. It's very, very, very backwards. But anyways, Ian's doing a nice retest, and this is what we're trying to look for GJ to do, but GJ didn't do so. Right, we saw the price push down, not only broke this level, but it retest and showing it as resistance. So we're going to see if this candlestick can close. If it can close, this is Ian we're looking at. If it can close underneath 76.65, 76.60, continue to hold this as resistance. We're going to look for sales going down to 76.15. Now, if it can break this level, hold this as resistance, we're going to look for continued sales going down to 70. What is this? 75.70. Again, we're seeing a possible reversal come into play. We go on the daily time frame. We no longer see higher highs getting made. This was the last higher high we saw get made. We saw price reject that level, failed to hold this level of support, start trading as resistance. And we can also see on the smaller time frame, these previous support levels are now being treated as resistance, right? So again, depending on what the news does today, we're either going to see reversals and trends change, or volume could push back and cause the original trend to come back. But kind of seeing that with NAS as well, depending on what NAS does today, and possibly could see reverse what pops off to it. Those are the euro pairs moving a little smoother than the GBP pairs. Oh, I need to put it there. Guys, got any questions? Drop in the chat. When looking at charts, drop in the chat. Oops. I hit the right spot. Yeah, the GBP pairs. Let's look at the GBP pairs in the beginning. Now we see the euro pairs are moving a lot smoother. Missed that setup. It's all good. Look for another setup. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that sub button. We just hit 2,000 subs. Shout out to y'all. But we're just getting started. We're just getting started. Those are probably might just play around here to that news. All right, members, we're going to be going live in a few hours, so be on the lookout for that link. Let me catch you to the chat, make sure I'm not missing any comments. Let's see what we got here. Perfect analogy. Appreciate that. How you doing, NR? And see you hop up in here. All right, y'all. Like I said, if you guys want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram. You see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. You can also DM me on Telegram. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Go on a free signal for Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. We go to December 31st. You're going to see how we did last month. Last month we went 22-1. Give us a 96% win rate. 24,481 pips. 24,089 strictly with the members in the advanced play signal room. Every trade posted has the date, the time the trade was entered, personal entry SLs, how people view enter the trade, reactions, and of course those TPs getting hit. You're going to see screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, student results, testimonials, all that good stuff as well. If you scroll to January 4th, you're going to see how we did last quarter. That was October, November, December combined. October we went 32-5, got 157,608 pips. November we went 22-1, caught 58,068. December we went 22-1 also, caught 24,481 pips. Ending the quarter 76-7. It was a 96% win rate for all 3 months combined. It's a total of 240,157 pips, 207,561 strictly with the members in the advanced play signal room. You go to photos, you can see a little over 1,000 photos or screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, as well as student results and testimonials, and all that good stuff. Over a year's worth of receipts. You scroll, scroll, scroll. If y'all really want to, y'all can literally scroll to 2022, and you can still see once it loads. Maybe going too far. Same thing. Consistent screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, student results, testimonials, all that good stuff. So make sure to check all that stuff out. And yeah, we're gonna be back at the same time tomorrow, London session. Well, let me catch this comment real quick. Appreciate it, live. Catch you soon. All right, take it easy. All right, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session, 3 a.m. EST. We out.